Hey everyone, it's Mike with Mike's Tutorials, here with a quick little video on using Airdrop to send content between your Mac and Mac or Mac to iPhone. It's sort of an easy way to do file sharing between your Apple devices. Previous to Airdrop, you had to set up file sharing or use a thumb drive or email files, which usually you can't send more than 25 megabytes, and thumb drives you might not have with you. And don't work with iPhones or iPads. So Airdrop is a handy way to quickly send files between your Apple devices. It does not require that they be on the same network, but they do have to be physically near each other within about 30 feet. So if you're meeting up with a friend and want to send them some photos or a contact or just random files from your Mac, Airdrop is a great way to do this. So I'll kind of just show the basics of it and go over some of the particulars of it. Why don't I just show you quickly how it's done on the Mac, and then we'll get into some of the particulars. So on the Mac, you can kind of do it in a couple different ways, but if you're just sending a file through the Finder is a good way to do this. So if you're sending a file to someone, what you would say is, okay, hey buddy, open up your Finder and click on Airdrop under Favorites. And if you don't see Airdrop under Favorites, go to Finder and then Preferences, and make sure that Airdrop is checked. And you might get a message saying that you need to turn on Bluetooth or turn on Wi-Fi. Both of those things do need to be enabled in order for Airdrop to work. And then you will see their computer should show up here. They'll get a window like this. You also want to take a look here where it says allow me to be discovered by. If it's set to contacts only, you would need to be in their contacts. So if you don't show up for whatever reason, you could try setting it to everyone, allow me to be discovered by everyone. That usually resolves most connection issues. So I've got an iMac nearby that's got the Airdrop open. So I could go to another Finder window, and if I wanted to send this over, I could just drag and drop this right onto them. And the other iMac is going to get a message that pops up that says, do you want to accept it? And once accepted, then the file. Okay, so I chose accept, and now that file is available on that computer. If it's between your own two computers and you're both signed into the same iCloud account, there's no asking. The file is just received automatically. You don't have to go to Airdrop to send a file to someone. You can either click the share button and choose Airdrop, or you can right click on the file and choose share and choose Airdrop. You'll get a little sort of modal window. You'll see the computer, you click on it, and the same thing happens. It pops up on the other screen and they can choose to accept the file. If you have an iPhone nearby, it just has to be awake and unlocked, and it should also show up. And you can set your Airdrop settings. It's in Settings General and Airdrop. Other little things to note: if you can also see, if you look under Share, Airdrop is in a lot of places, so you can send links. If you're in Photos and you click share, you can share photos. So there's a lot of things you can share with it. If you don't see the computer device, you can also go in Airdrop in the Finder under Airdrop where it says don't see who you're looking for. If you click that, you can search for an older Mac. If you're sharing to a Mac that's I think 2012 or older, then it will show up. I think I have a 2010 Mac Mini nearby. If I click that, maybe it'll show up here. I don't know. It might not be fully set up, but it would show up in this window. And so that's a little kind of thing to look for. If you want to learn more about Airdrop and sort of the ins and outs of it, I'll put a link to this document here that shows a couple ideas or things to note. So here's sending items using the share button, receiving items if you're signed in the same iCloud account, automatically received. Needs to be 2012 or newer. iOS device must have personal hotspot turned off. So there's a couple of little gotchas if the Mac in the firewall settings has block all incoming connections turned on and security and privacy, it won't work. So there's a couple little things to kind of look for if it's not working that you can use to troubleshoot. And you do tend to have at least a late 2008 MacBook Pro, late 2010 MacBook Air, late 2008 MacBook. It excludes some models. So there's, if you have a Mac that's 2010 or newer, you're basically going to be able to use AirDrop. So I use AirDrop quite a bit to send files between computers. It's an easy way to do it. Don't need to mess around with passwords. Don't need to mess around with connecting to the same network. Don't need to mess around with setting up file sharing or finding a thumb drive. It works pretty well, and I think it's good. So if that's useful, let me know. Like and subscribe. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. Really appreciate it. Thanks much, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.